Hey, welcome back. So this is my utility area again. It obviously wasn't done the first time that I went through it and did it. It sat for quite a while. I kind of wrapped my head around some of the issues I was having with it. It was the space is strange because it's a big room at the back corner of my basement, and it has the utility things, so like the water heater, the furnace, the softener, which I don't think is hooked up and we're not using. What else is back there? Like the electrical boxes are back there. Maybe that's it. But where I'm standing right now, it is plumbed in for a future bathroom. And that was something that the people who had this house built would have put in. And that's not something that we're going to be finishing off anytime in the near future. So what we have are these pipes like coming up, and there's this like black square on the floor, which is for a shower apparently. And it kind of makes things inconvenient. And then there's this like half wall that's put up there. And that is fine and it divides the space, but visually it sucks because you can see straight through all the way through to the basement. And this utility room really, I don't want to look at it. You know, it's where we keep the cat litter boxes and it's where we keep like tools and stuff, household utility things. And I don't want to close it off with a door, but I also don't want to look at it every time I go in the basement. So it just makes this space hard. And we can't shrink this room because of that bathroom that's plumbed in. We couldn't really do much else with that particular space because of these pipes coming up through the floor. So it does make it difficult to arrange this space and make it function. And that's kind of where I was having a problem wrapping my head around this. So that's what we're doing today. I'm trying to start with what I ended with the last time, which is just these kind of piles I had sorted. I had plans for them. At the time of the last video, I got rid of the trash. I got rid of like the stuff that needed to get out of there, but then there were some boxes that were sorted, but because I didn't do something with those right away, now I don't know what's in them anymore, and so I have to go back through them. And that's really one of my biggest hurdles with decluttering is that I don't remove the things from my home right away. I don't box them up well enough and then label the boxes, and I really need to put things in boxes if they're get them in boxes, tape them up, and then write on there like where they're going, Goodwill or local donations or animal shelters or whatever it is. I'm pretty good about taking the trash out, but when it comes to donations, it just makes it a little more difficult because that's like a very deliberate trip that I have to take to go donate these items, and I don't have the time for that. So sometimes the stuff just sits around. And then when I look at it again, I'm like, oh, I don't remember what my intent with that was. So I have to go through this again. And the board games. I have such a problem with the board games. Like, if you've seen my videos, you know Monopoly is a huge problem for me. I sorted that out previously. But now we have all these other board games, and I really need to get those sorted out because we don't play them. There's a few that we do like to play, and there's a few that I won't get rid of. But some of the other ones, like we have played, and nobody likes them. So I just need to get rid of them. But my problem is, this might sound stupid, but if I don't have all the pieces, I feel guilty donating those things because they're not useful. And I don't want to throw it away because I messed up and lost the pieces. They're here somewhere. Somewhere in my house are these pieces. So I hang on to it so that I can, in my head, find these pieces that are missing so that I can donate the puzzles or the games or whatever it is, and then somebody else can get some use out of it. Otherwise, I'm just wasteful, and I have an issue with that. So that's one of the reasons things sit around in my house. So I'm poking around down in this room, getting things cleaned up. I looked on the shelf to see what I could get organized, and I found this brand new humidifier. I think I bought it at the like community rummage that we do in my town, and it got put down here and I completely forgot about it. So I'm really happy because I was going to order one on Amazon because we needed one more. And then I was going to order two because I thought, well, we can use an extra one, whatever. But now I think that we have enough because I did find this one and then I did clean up an older one. So I'm really happy about that because that just saved me like, you know, $60 to $100. But this was at that rummage. I think I paid like, I don't know, $5 or $10 for it. It's brand new. So my daughter's getting that set up in her room. And this is kind of what I've got going on here. I started, when I did this room previously, I started getting things organized into these bins. I got these at Target. I really like them. They seem sturdy and I think they're cool looking. You know, life and stuff, and I got distracted and whatever. So I'm probably not going to do it tonight, but one of these days I'm going to come down and reorganize this, maybe make room for those fans that we use in the summer. I need to actually like do the second sweep through here and get everything organized because it's just a jumbled mess. There's stuff everywhere, and then there's stuff here that should be over there. So that'll be an event. I don't know what that is. Paint. Well, that's the paint sprayer. And as I started to peek into these baskets, I thought I need a way to label these otherwise, because I've already gone through these and it's all junked up again. My system isn't working. So I found these labels. They're pink. I thought they were adorable. I'm going to start labeling the baskets as I'm going through these so that I can try to get some semblance of organization, because this isn't working clearly. I think this is overwhelming, so I'm just going to try to take it one basket at a time. And I already know, because I peeked in here the other day when I decided to get the labels, this has light bulbs in it. This is just all light bulbs. It's like, I think my husband just ordered appliance bulbs too. So that just tells you that our system isn't working. I honestly don't know what this is, actually. It's probably some light bulb related thing. I don't know. That can stay with the light bulbs because that's where he had it. I also thought that these labels would be so cute on these clear baskets. Oh, and they are. That's so cute. These are the same labels I bought before for my son's stuff, but they were black. Light bulbs. Okay. All right. So there's light bulbs there. And got a little garbage bag. This is like a bucket of empty stuff, I think. It's kind of heavy though. What is this? These are light bulbs too. There's so many light bulbs in my house. Probably because we can never find them. Oh, these are the... Oh, cool. I wonder if this works. Okay, so these are emergency light bulbs. And when you plug them in, they charge. And then if the power goes out, they turn on. And that was so useful. We had a power outage, I don't know, like just a couple weeks ago. And I was able to turn on the light in the living room because we have these light bulbs. And it was so nice. It was probably 3 in the morning, I think. And I just went and flipped the light on so that it would be illuminated so that if the kids got up, they could go to the bathroom or whatever. And then if you put this onto here, if it's charged, you can just turn this little switch and it'll pop on, which I should get one of them and show you. Maybe I'll do that before I put this out. But these are so cool, and I lost them. I thought I put them somewhere else. I actually don't know where they all are because in this box I'm only seeing these 3. So there were 8 in the box. I have to find the rest of them. They're probably plugged into places. This too, you can use this. Oh, it's so cool. I'll just have to show you. So if you have a lamp and one of these light bulbs, you can put this on there and carry the light bulb around like it's a flashlight. It's just a really cool setup. So this needs to go with the light bulb so that it doesn't get lost. It's likely not gonna fit, but I can't mix up those light bulbs. So what do? I have something with a lid. Let me go see what I can find. I found a little caboodle. These were at Dollar Tree years ago, and I bought one for everybody, and they've trickled back to me because, you know, people don't know what to put in them or whatever. But I think they'll fit these light bulbs. And that's a reason why I don't get rid of my little storage containers. I've got baskets and buckets everywhere in my house. And until I get my entire house decluttered, I'm not getting rid of that stuff because it's useful. And I've got an entire house to do. So there's no reason for me to get rid of that stuff. Oh, look at that. I even had this mixed up because it's not organized. This is the emergency bulb. This is not an emergency bulb at all. So I only have 2 emergency bulbs left. This isn't charged either. But this is the one. That's why it looks a little different. Okay, so this is just a regular light bulb. Got 2 emergency bulbs left, which is fine. They fit perfectly in here. And then I will mark this. And then this box can get recycled. So let's put emergency bulbs. Okay, there. And then I'll put these right in here. And hopefully they stay together. Okay, this is probably just random parts for a ceiling fan. I don't think we have a whole ceiling fan down here. A light kit. Yeah, this is the light kit. Why don't we have this on the fan? I don't know. I'll save this. We are renovating a house. It might be something that's actually needed, so maybe I should date it. What's the date today? This is all like outlet boxes, outlet covers, outlets. So, okay. That's good. And I'll probably end up rearranging all the spots too, but for now I'm just trying to get the baskets in order. Okay, that's a outlet box. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, is this like an extension cord thing? I feel like that needs its own bucket. So maybe that outlet cover box. No, I think this stuff's different. Okay, these are TV wall mounts, which our TVs are mounted. This does have the feet in them. Extra parts. Do I need both boxes? Let's see what's in this one. Oh wow. This has a red, white, and yellow adapter to it. That's interesting. I think these are both the same. I'm just going to condense this into one box. So when I was planning this project originally, I bought like 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I guess I'm just missing one of these. And then I bought ones that were going to fit in the middle right here. So I don't know where those are. I know that several of the buckets got repurposed, and at least one of the middle buckets got repurposed because I didn't get to this project fast enough. So that's disappointing, but I do have to put it in order. I got these from Target, so I think I'll just have to finish this and then organize and decide how many I need to get. I really like these, so the other areas that they're repurposed in, I would use them there. And I'll probably end up getting these across the board, but for now, I thought I had enough. Anywho, I'm going to put these in here. They seem to fit fine. I don't know if anybody else has these issues when you're decluttering. It really takes a lot for me to like figure out what something is, figure out where it goes. Do I need this? Am I going to need this? I run through quite a lot of questions when I'm going through things like this. And an area like this is especially hard for me because a lot of this stuff is not necessarily like my husband's stuff. We both utilize it, but he knows it better than I do. And some of it is his. I mean, I don't know what to do with like wire caps, wire nuts. He has a spot for them in the garage, I think. But then why are they down here in the basement? I don't know. So sometimes too, stuff just gets thrown on these shelves and I don't know why. I don't know what it's for. So I just have to like do my best and make my best educated guess as to what this stuff is and what I'm doing with it and how to organize it. And it actually is pretty draining. Like I can see why to declutter, it takes a lot of mental energy and you can't do, at least I can't, maybe somebody else can, but I certainly can't do a lot in a day. And that's part of the reason why I gave myself such a long period of time to do these spaces, because I tried doing them in a week, like I'll declutter everything in a week, and that blew up in my face. So then I went to doing everything in a month and giving myself a month for each space. And that was fine. And it was a good jumping off point. But now I'm in the process of like going back to these spaces, seeing how everything worked for me, seeing what functioned, and doing them again. And I'll do them a fourth time if I need to, as many times as it takes, if that's what it needs. It's not like we have a junk pile back there, but some of the bigger stuff, like that's a heater, an electric heater, the cat carrier, which we barely use, but you have to have it sometimes, so we keep that around. There's some lights, which, oops, it's way off. Like I'm pointing at that basket right now, but for you guys, I'm pointing at the light. This is a work light. And then there's another heater. At one point we were just using electric heaters because we didn't have heat in our house. So we have probably, I think that this thing is a heater as well right there. So we've got those heaters. I don't know if they're still necessary. I see a little fan back there that we forgot about. And then the two headboards, which are completely unnecessary because nobody has beds for those. So I'll probably have to decide something with that. And then I could probably get another of these black shelves and put it there. And then maybe I'll move the paint over. And then these shelves would then be more functional and not just, you know, because I have that down there is paint right there, like primer for drywall after you first drywall. And then all the paint we don't use very often, but the spray paint would be more frequent and the painting accessories and stuff. Maybe I can shove all that over one shelf. And then these would be slightly more functional and I can get everything off the floor. Right, so honestly, I don't think it looks that much different. I'll have to watch what it looked like when I started, but it's a little more organized. I'll have to get a couple, probably 4 middle baskets. And then maybe I'll get like 3 more of these. And then I'll think about getting another shelf for there. I think that could work. And then I'll get that cleared out too. But for right now, this is the best I can do with what I have. So, what is that? Oh yeah, those brackets. This, that's a whole drywall kit, so that'll stay too. So that's the best. There's definitely more stuff, but these will be gone when we finish the other house. That'll be gone. That'll be gone. I'll probably tell my husband we should take those and do the floor in the closet. I should move that to that corner. And then there's stuff over here. That's all his tools and stuff, so I'm not really sure what to do with that. But this is better at least. It feels more organized. This was about 4 days later. I asked my husband to come down and help me. I totally wanted to redo this room. It was driving me crazy that I couldn't get it more organized than it was, and I wasn't happy with how I was leaving it. I wasn't intending on leaving it that way, but I didn't like that I left it that way. I don't know if that makes sense, but when you leave a task and then it just weighs on your mind, this weighed and weighed and weighed, and then I thought up a solution, and so we're just going to try it and see if it works. And basically, we're moving everything around because that seems to be what I do. Like, I'm going to do it right now in my living room. Things aren't working for me, so I'm going to rearrange the furniture. Sometimes that's all it takes, and it fixes it, and sometimes it doesn't work, and you have to put it all back or try something else or whatever. I am happy that we did this. My husband said, hey, let's mop the floor while we've got everything out of here. And that was great because there's a lot of like stains and junk on this concrete. Ooh, we should stain that concrete. That would be pretty. Like with pretty stain, not with gross stain. But it was nice to get this clean. And it does look a lot better. Although it seems like the water is pulling the stains, like making them more visible. Anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I was happy with getting that done, and then rearranging everything worked out so well. The whole thing just seems to function better now, and I'm happy that we did this. I do think that this room doesn't necessarily need to be done again, but it does, there are things that need to be addressed in it, and you'll see I have a lot of paperwork from most of it. Well, I don't know. I guess a lot of it's like my whole life of paperwork. And at one point I had a shredder and I would shred things, but I moved around a lot. And then when my husband and I got together, he would like throw his mail away. And I was just appalled by that. I was like, you can't do that. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, what if somebody steals your information? And he's like, everybody has my information. Who cares? They sent me the letter. They clearly have it. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. You have to shred that stuff. So I started saving his mail. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of paperwork to go through. Mostly, I think it's like my children's school stuff because I'm very sentimental and I won't throw anything away that they scribbled on. And so I've got boxes and boxes of stuff that I need to sort through. And maybe one of these days I'll do a video about my son's little book that I made him. But when my oldest daughter was in like 4K kindergarten, I started doing this, and I would scrapbook all of her little art projects or like how their handwriting changes through the years. And I loved it so much. But that little book got packed away somewhere, and I don't know. I haven't found it yet. But I saved all of her stuff. And now my youngest is in, well, he'll be starting first grade. So I finished up his book from 4K. And now school's over for this year, so I got to make his kindergarten scrapbook, and then he'll be going into first grade. So then my two in-between kids, they have some stuff that's in boxes, and they have some stuff that they are going to be bringing home still. So it's really like this big, huge project that I've committed myself to because I am so sentimental, and I just need to get my life together so I can work on this because it's one of those things that really bothers me that I didn't get it done, and it bothers me that I have all these boxes that need to be gone through. So that's just one of my issues, I suppose. But anyways, don't these shelves look so nice? I got the baskets ordered and they came, and that's probably why we chose this day to go down and do it. I love how it looks. It's so organized. It's amazing. Like when somebody says, "Hey, I need an extension cord," and I'm like, "Go downstairs and look in the baskets." And they go down there and they're back upstairs in like 2 minutes because it's all labeled, it's all organized. It's so nice. There were probably like 6 baskets that had nothing in them. And something came up, I don't know, a few days ago or a week or two ago, where somebody said, "I don't know where we should put this. Where should," it was probably my husband, where should this live?" Basically, that's what I'm getting at. And I was like, "Why don't you put it in a basket downstairs?" So he brought it down here and there was an open basket and it was so nice. And I think this was just the nicest redo so far out of all of this because everything is so properly organized that it functions. And that's the whole goal for my decluttering, is to get it to that point, and I really love it. We moved all the cat boxes back, and that's a lot nicer so that, because they kick litter around and stuff, and having it at the back of the room is much nicer because then you're not walking through it every time you come in here. The cats have a little more privacy. I don't know if they care or not, but it's nicer for us. Everything just seems to function a lot better. So this whole thing, this whole second round of this utility room, I'm so happy with. This corner here is where the cat litter boxes were. And it was just kind of difficult because the cat litter was like getting kicked over that little ledge there. And then it ended up under my washer and dryer. And I was really getting sick of that. And then, like I said, it's just nicer to have it back further. This table that, I don't know if you saw it very well, but it's a black round table that was left here when we moved in. And I thought it was a nice table, so I just kept it. And it worked out great in this spot because we put it where the pipe comes up for that future toilet that I was talking about. And then you can see that black square on the floors for whatever, the shower or something. But putting that table there worked out really well because then I could get all the boxes with the paperwork off the floor, because anytime there's a box on the floor, it's going to get wet, in my area at least, because the basement's flood and I didn't want everything ruined. I've had that happen before where everything got wet, there was a leak or a flood or something, and things are ruined, and it's just devastating. And with how sentimental I am, it hits me really hard if I have to throw that stuff away. So I wanted to get everything up off the floor, and it all fit nicely on that table. And it actually worked out really well because seeing it there, it doesn't look like as much as it looked like when it was stacked up against the wall. And so it feels more manageable than it was. Next time I'm going to be tackling this shelf. I've gone through my board games quite a few times, but they're out of hand and I don't think we play half of them, so it's time to be done. So next time is actually this time. I decided to throw this in this video because I filmed it the wrong way, so you're not getting a real great view, but I'm going to talk a lot anyway, so I thought that this is okay. So you saw, hopefully, my Monopoly problem. And at that time, I sort of sorted out the games, but I mostly just pulled the Monopoly games out. This time, I intentionally went through the games. I brought the kids down with me. I was asking them, "Do you guys like this game? Do you play this game?" We have that fish game that's sitting there, and it's where the little fish pop their mouths up, and then you have to catch it with the fishing pole. I think we had 3 of those, and I'm pretty sure only one of them worked. And with the 3 games, we put together one full game with all the pieces. And so the other ones I got rid of. I don't know why I keep this stuff. I don't know what my problem is, but I'm shifting into a mentality where I'm really sick of all the extra stuff around, and I'm ready to just get rid of it all. So when I'm seeing things like this where I can like combine games or get rid of games, doubles, the stack, you can't really see it. It's behind my big butt there, but the stack of Eric Carle games, I had a double. It was the ABC game. I had a double of that, but it was like a smaller version in a tin, but it's the same game. And then I had 2 Bluey scavenger hunt games. One was brand new, not even opened, and my son was begging to open it. He's like, "Can I play this? Can I play this?" And I'm like, "No, we have that game. when we were on vacation, I don't know, last year or 2 years ago, I found it at Walmart on clearance for like $7 and I bought it and we played it on vacation and it was so fun. And then when we came home and we put the game away, well, I had it on the shelf already and I think it had a clearance ticket on it too. So I bought it at some other time when it was on clearance and it was the same game, but the one that I bought on vacation had plastic pawns and it was a square board. Like the board was the same, but it folded into a square. And the one that I had on the shelf was a rectangle box. And then it had these cardboard pawns, and there were 12 of them in there. And so he was like, I have to have this because there's different guys. But I told him no. This whole mess is like all of the incomplete pieces. Oh, I was looking for that. Um, so it's a bunch of stuff for like games that we need the pieces to or the excess pieces. This is all the junk that I'm getting rid of. It's just unbelievable. Like, I don't know why I kept this stuff, but you know what's going to happen is I'm going to find the game it goes to and be like, man, I wish I would have kept that because now this whole game is junk because you don't have the piece for it. So I don't know. That's story of my life. It's over and done with. This will probably be the last time I ever see it unless I have to do some more editing on this video. But it's just difficult. It's difficult to know that I screwed up and then I wasted something. And I hate that feeling. So I'm much more mindful now about what I'm bringing into my home so that we're not wasting things. And that's the only thing that I can do. I need to get the stuff out and I need to not bring as much stuff in. These boards, I don't remember what happened with them. I think they got wet maybe and they had some must smell or I don't remember, but my husband said that they all needed to be wiped down, so he was mopping. I was wiping these boards down, letting them dry. I think this is the flooring for in my bedroom. And I'm pretty sure that the previous owners, like their dogs, ripped up the carpet because once you get from the bedroom to the closet, there's this weird gap where there's nothing, and then this carpet starts. And so that's probably where the damage happened, and then the closet was fine. But I want to take this flooring and finish flooring the closet so that it all matches, and then we don't have this weird bit of carpet in there. So I did want to keep this so we didn't have to try to find a match or redo the whole floor. So I'm wiping it all down and then we're going to get it put up on the shelves, like on the bottom shelf so that it doesn't get moisture or anything on it anymore. We are at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting all the way to the end. I truly appreciate it. If you want to watch some more between now and my next upload, I'll pop a video up on the screen now. Hit that subscribe button. A lot of you aren't subscribed and I'd hate for you to miss anything. So hit that subscribe button and you can come back and hang out sometime. I will catch you next time. Bye.